What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the second episode of TCO Talks. Today, we're going to be talking to Jaiden. Jaiden is going to be on the undercard for our main event, TCO Boxing number 4. And so the main event is going to be Dom versus David. If you didn't see the interview with Dom, make sure you check out yesterday's, or the last episode. And yeah, today I've got Jaiden. Jaiden is going to be going up against Donte. If you want to see Jaiden and Donte's fights, make sure you check out the spars on the channel. We've got a lot of their spars all over the place. And Jaiden is also the host of his channel, Jaiden. It'll be linked in the description below. Jaiden, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, Kyle. How about yourself?
I'm great. So,
Good to hear.
we've got this big main event coming up. All right, you and Donte. All right, we've seen you fight. Okay, you put up a pretty good. I'd say compared to myself in that fight, it was a masterclass. All right, obvious outperformance, everything like that. But that's your only fight, right? 1-0
Yeah, yeah.
and 0, and
Yep.
even though it's a win, I'll give it to you. Donte might have one loss, but he also has two ties against the other guy who has a win. So, how confident do you think you are that you can outclass him even with all of his experience?
So the thing about it is, so obviously when I boxed you, obviously I won. But the thing is for my upcoming fight against Dante, um, I'm actually like very confident. Like I feel like you'd be surprised, but I actually feel like more confident in this fight than when I compared to when I boxed you. And the reason why I say that is because see, when I boxed you, I never saw much of you, and I was a little intimidated at first because obviously, like you were like we are like the same size, you were the same height. Obviously, I weighed more than you, but you were the same height as me, and if like you had the same reach, so I didn't really know how to come in and play it. As to where it comes to Dante, obviously he's more of an experienced fighter. He obviously boxed Dom and obviously lost, but um, I'm just so confident. I feel like there's so many things that my I just outweigh compared to him. Like I'm taller, I have the longer reach, I'm stronger, like, and I feel like I'm smarter. So the thing is when it comes to Dante is like when he boxed Dom, he obviously put on a good show. Even though he lost, he obviously did put on a good show. But as when I was boxing, when I was sparring Dom, who beat Dante, when I was sparring him, I felt like I was like, okay, I can compete against this. Like I'm doing my thing against him. So, and I'm fighting somebody that is obviously like based on the stats is worse than Dom. So, yeah, based on that, I really feel like I'm really confident in this fight coming up.
So, when talking to Dom earlier, he said something about how that spar was probably one of your worst performances yet. And do you feel like you still might have won in that spar, so you feel like you will win against Dante? Is that what you're saying?
He's talking about the spars, our most recent spars.
Yes, the most recent spar on the channel.
Well, so based on that, um, I personally felt like I did good. Obviously, I'm to be honest, I felt like I went 2-0. Obviously, I beat Rob. There should be no debate about that. Obviously, I beat Rob, but yet again, it's not a real boxing match. It's obviously a spar. We're not going all out. But when I boxed Dom, it was more of like a boring fight because we weren't throwing a lot of punches. But I feel like more of my punches, like obviously connected compared to his. So I mean, I feel like I did pretty good. I feel like it wasn't my best spar. Obviously, I feel like my best spar was when I originally boxed or sparred Dom when we were in our first video. I feel like I did the best in that one compared to this one, but I still feel like I did pretty good in this spar, obviously. But I still feel like I went 2-0. Obviously, wasn't my best, but I still feel like I did pretty good.
All right, and that's good. That's good to hear. I'm glad to hear that you're confident. You're ready to step in. Have you been? I've got to ask you for your battle plan going into this fight. Have you been studying any of the Dante's footage, any of the way he fights, anything like that? And
Yeah.
how have you adapted to it?
Yeah, obviously I've been studying him. I've watched his spar. I watched his like obviously box. I don't think he was in any spars. I think he only just boxed Dom, so I don't think he boxed anybody else, or at least not on the channel. But yeah, I've been studying him. I've noticed some things that I definitely am gonna have to adjust compared to when I fought you. One thing certain is I'm not sure if he's unorthodox, but he likes to switch his stance a lot, which is I don't think you see a lot of boxers doing. One time he'll jab with the left, and then the other time he'll jab with the right, which is not very normally seen upon most boxers. So I feel like I'm definitely gonna have to be cautious of that. But the thing is when I was watching Donte fight Dom, I've noticed that compared to the second fight when they were going all out, compared to the third fight, it seemed more like Donte was more so scared to get hit by Dom. Like when Donte came into the second fight, he looked really confident when he was boxing Dom. But in the third fight, he didn't really look that confident. He obviously played a little bit slower. He wasn't as aggressive, but he also just looked too hard to throw a punch.
So you're saying that even though he might fight well, you're saying he's scared of that combat. He's scared of it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so I definitely think that I'm definitely confident that he's scared of it because I'm not Dom, obviously. Dom's obviously the king right now. He's 1-0 in the main card on the channel. So obviously, yeah, that's what I want. I'm coming for that. So, and obviously, I boxed you, so I'm the underdog. Obviously, a lot of people are counting on Donte, and obviously they think Donte's going to win. So, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm just more confident. They put that dog in me. I feel like I'm confident. I feel like I'm an underdog, so I got more to show, and I got more to show to prove. But obviously, Donte, he's not fighting Dom. He's fighting me. He's fighting somebody that's like 3 inches taller. Obviously, I don't weigh as much as Dom, but he's finding somebody that has a longer reach. I feel like he's finding somebody that's quicker. I feel like he's finding somebody that's more conditioned. So I don't think Donte's going to be able to handle it.
So what do you think what is your prediction for your fight?
In the beginning, me and Donte agreed to wearing headgear because obviously we were in football season and we didn't want to risk getting hurt. And I think it's still going on. I think we're still doing headgear. I'd be completely down if we weren't doing headgear because obviously we're not in football anymore. But I think that's still the plan. I think we are still doing headgear. So because of that, since I think we are still wearing headgear, I don't think nobody's going to get knocked out. I don't think nobody's going to get knocked down. When I boxed you and we were wearing headgear, obviously I hit you with a lot of head punches, and you were just completely unaffected by it. Obviously because of the headgear, you felt nothing.
Right.
So I feel like and you were my size, so I feel like it's going to be the same for Donte. I hit him with some head punches. He's not going to feel it, but based on that, yeah, I don't think there's going to be a knockout, and I don't think there's really going to be knockdowns. So I think it's going to go far distance.
But so you think it's going into the decision is what you're saying, and you think you're taking that decision?
Yeah, I think I am gonna. I think I'm so confident in this fight that I think that it's going to be a clear cut decision that all the judges think it's going to be me.
Clear cut. You're saying that he doesn't stand a chance.
No.
All right.
And the reason why I say that,
go ahead.
the reason why I say that, sorry. The reason why I say that is because knowing Donte, when he boxed Dom, there was a couple videos of him training a little bit. We were in football season, and this was when we were the summer. This was when we was really conditioning, and you seen how he boxed Dom, and he still somehow lost to Dom, even though we were in the peak of our conditioning, and he still somehow lost to him. And we're not in football season no more, and I don't think Donte's lifting weights. I don't think he's being conditioned. It's me. I'm going to the gym like 5 times a week. You already know I'm staying conditioned. I'm posting basketball videos like every single day. So you got to have good condition to do that. And I don't think Donte's doing any of that stuff. So I think I definitely have the better advantage of winning this fight.
All right, and then so let's say you win, right? Dom said he'd be interested in fighting the winner of Rob versus Twan or whoever Rob is fighting, and then you. Do you take that as disrespect that he would pick one of them before you?
Not technically because no matter what, it's gonna be a good fight. But no matter what, I think me and Dom are gonna box in the future. But as him choosing Rob or Twan, I don't think it's so bad. The reason why I say that is because Rob's obviously like he's close. He's way closer to Dom's size than I am. I feel like. So I feel like it'd definitely be a pretty even fight. As to Twan, I'm not really so sure why he chose Twan. Somebody that's like 100 pounds less than him, I guess, so he could be quicker than him. But that I can understand Rob's part, but Twan, I don't really understand that part. So I guess I could. I don't really take it as disrespect, but I just don't understand it, to be honest.
I mean, but like think about it, right? Like you've already had a win. If you win this fight, that would be 2-0, and he would just be picking on someone that's 1-0. Don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
You don't think that's a little bit messed up?
I mean, hey, it is what it is. If when I win this fight, when I win this fight, and when I'm 2-0, I'm not in no rush to box anybody else. I have no beef with it, but I'm not gonna call anybody out. But When I be 2-0 on April 30th, whoever wants to come boxing, whoever wants to come and piece of me, man, they can come get it.
All right, I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that. All right, thank you, Jaden. It's been great talking to you. I hope you have a great rest of
Sure,
your
man.
day. Uh,
Thank you as well.
Everybody watching, everybody listening, whatever it is you're watching, thank you for tuning in. If you want to see Jaden versus Donte as well as Dom versus David, make sure you check out TCO Event 4. We're going to have it here right on the Culture Ones channel. And these TCO talks, it's going to go from fighting with words to fighting with fists. And that's what we like to see, some fun, competitive boxing. And I've been your host, Kyle, and thank you guys for checking out. Subscribe down below, and we'll see you guys in the next video.